you see what Christian charity will get you? I never should have let Daisy talk me into hiring Claude Miller.
Oh, come on now. I know Clem. I hired him once, too, you know.
The day I hired him, he locked up for me at closing time and left the spigot running on the molasses barrel.
I know he's got 2 left feet.
Claude, put that down and start loading the Cartwright supplies.
Yes, sir, Mr. Wilson. I'm sorry. I mean, right away, sir.
Morning, Mr. Cartwright. Hello, little Joe.
Morning, Daisy.
Good morning, Daisy. You look pretty as a peach tree in the rain.
Oh.
Hey, Floyd, let me give you a hand with those.
No, I can handle them. Morning, Daisy. Be with you in a minute.
Seems to be getting along pretty well at its job, don't you think?
Now, don't go, Daisy. This is the last of the load.
Whoa! Whoa! Hey! Whoa! Oh, boy.
I don't know how it could have happened, Mr. Wilson.
Well, I do, and it's the last time it's going to happen. Now, take off that apron and get out of here. You're fired.
But you can take it out of my pay.
What pay? With all the damages you caused me, I don't owe you a cent.
It's really all my fault. He was only trying to be nice, and poor dear. Oh, I have your favorite on the special today, Mr. Cartwright. Ribs and cabbage, and the coffee's fresh.
Yeah.
It'll give us a chance to talk. I have a favor to ask of you, Mr. Cartwright. I'll go get the things ready.
Daisy's a wonderful woman, but I'd do her a favor if I could, but I'm a coward. Last time I had that Claude Miller out in the Ponderosa, caused a stampede.
Yeah, Pa, but that wasn't his fault. He's just excited about getting that job. He got all excited and yelled yippee.
And that one yippee cost me 10 head of cattle. Joe, I know how you feel, but I cannot have that man out on the Ponderosa. I can't afford him.
Hi, Daisy.
Hi. Sit down, little Joe.
All righty.
Isn't your pa coming?
No. Fact of the matter is, Daisy, that he's talking to Thompson about a mare, shoeing a mare, yeah.
You never were any good at telling fibs. Your pa isn't coming because he was afraid I'd ask him to give Claude another job. Isn't that it?
Yeah, but the mare did throw a shoe, honest.
Well, now, little Joe, to get to that favor, I was going to ask your pa. Oh, let me get you a cup of coffee first.
Hey, Daisy, I wouldn't worry too much about Claude. He's gonna find something else to do.
Oh, I know. But the poor dear, he's had so many little setbacks lately. You know, he's looking awful peaked. I don't think he's getting enough to eat. You know, little Joe, you and me, we're just about the only 2 people in the world who know that what Claude's really like.
Well, I know a lot of men that can handle themselves better than Claude, but to be real honest with you, I don't think I know anybody who's better on the inside than he is.
Yeah, but you and me, we're just about the only 2 friends he's got left.
Yeah, what about those 2 miners up in Box Canyon? They're friends of his, aren't they?
Clancy and Tarbish, those worthless good-for-nothings, why, they're not a good influence for Claude. They're too much like him. Well, no, that's not what I mean.
Yeah, what you mean is they're not getting anywhere. I know the only thing I've ever seen them pull out of those diggings are weeds.
Well, some people are no good working for other people. Now, I think if Claude had a chance to be on his own, to be his own boss, why, it would make a new man of him. And that's where you come in.
Me? How?
Well, now, the only thing in the whole world that Claude owns is that land that fast-talking salesman sold him. You know, up near Box Canyon?
Yeah.
And I want you to buy it from him.
What? What, that cactus patch? That worthless...
I know it's worthless, but that's why you've got to buy it.
Oh, now, come on, Daisy, give me a break. I want to help Claude.
With my savings, $600.
$600? Daisy, honey, that whole piece of land isn't worth $6.
Well, $600 will give Claude a stake and make him feel like a new man, and then we can get married.
Has he asked you yet?
Well, how can he? He's always broke.
Oh. Hey, Daisy, I'd like to help you. I wouldn't even know how to go about
Oh, now,
offering
little Joe, you've got to. He won't take it from me. He's got pride.
Well, think about it. $600 for that.
Oh, little Joe, I love Claude. And he's worth an awful lot more than $600 to me. I've got my heart set on something, and this is the only way I know about getting it. Now, you gotta promise me one thing. You won't tell a living soul where that money came from. Not even your father.
Daisy, me darling, you're a nut. But you're a wonderful nut. And don't you worry, I won't say a word about it to Pa.
Oh.
Hey, Pa?
Oh, good. I was just looking for you. You ready to leave?
Yeah, well, there's a favor I wanted to ask you.
And does this have anything to do with Daisy's favor?
Well, I just want to know if I could stay in town for a little while. Just a little while. Then I'll go borrow a horse from Thompson.
Well, it better be a little while. We got to get all that hay in tomorrow.
Thanks, Pa.
Oh, just a minute. I want to point something out about your friend Claude. You remember what I used to say to you fellas when you were little? Unless you learn to stand on your own 2 feet, you're going to keep falling on your face.
I think you're absolutely right. Look, all Daisy and I are trying to do is just prop Claude up a little, that's all.
I just don't understand you boys. Why do you always pick up lost causes?
I guess it's heredity.
Oh, get anything else for you, Mr. Slauson?
No, thank you, Miss Daisy. That was right fine.
Oh, thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, that's the new deputy the sheriff took on last week. I feel terrible about you having to wait around like this, little Joe. I can't imagine where Claude got to.
Well, he had a pretty rough morning.
He'll be back. Oh, you gotta move. Red 10 on Black Jack. Oh, here he is now. Oh, it's you. Clancy, what have you done with Claude?
Well, nothing, Miss Daisy. We just brought him back. But, you know, he won't come in till he finds out if you're mad at him.
Oh, of course not. Claude, you come on in here.
Howdy, Miss Daisy.
Howdy.
Oh, hello, little Joe.
Tarbosh.
Claude, come on in.
I'm sorry, Daisy.
Claude, I'll bet you haven't had a thing to eat all day. How about a nice piece of fruit?
You know where we found him, ma'am? It was out to his shack, and he was packing and getting ready to head for the hills.
That's right. They're heading for the hills.
Oh, Claude.
You weren't going to leave Daisy, were you, Claude?
Oh, no. Of course not. I was just thinking, after losing my job and all,
You know, I told him, I said, Claude, you've been in a lot worse messes than this. You know, little Joe, when Tarbosh and me picked up this little fella the first time when we was coming out west, you know where we found him?
Oh, where?
Smack dab in the middle of nowhere. The Indians had burned all the wagons and scattered the rest of the party. And him, they just left there. They wouldn't even scalp him.
That's right. Didn't even scalp him.
Thanks a lot, fellas, for bringing him down here. Hey, Claude, sit down here. Sit down. I've been waiting to talk to you.
I'm real sorry about busting them lanterns, little Joe. I don't have the change on me now, but I'll make it good. I promise you.
Gives me a good idea. We'll just make that part of the deal.
Deal?
Yeah, you see, You see, I'm very, very interested in buying your land.
What?
Now, wait a minute. Look, now, business is business, right, Claude? All right, now, I'm gonna offer you $600 for the property and then not a penny more.
$600? Oh, I couldn't let you do that, little Joe. Why, it wouldn't be honest.
Well, you're not doubting little Joe's honesty.
Wait a minute, Miss Daisy. Let me handle this. Little Joe, are you playing straight?
Straight.
Straight. Straight? He means it. Better accept his offer before he changes his mind, Claude.
Deal, Claude?
But $600? Why, that's cheating, and you're my friend.
Claude, do it for a friend.
Well, what do you think, Daisy? You know what this is going to mean for us, Daisy.
I think I do, Claude. And I think you're very lucky to have such a good friend as little Joe.
You still got my deed you're keeping for me?
I'll get it right away.
Hey, I got $600. Well, what's the matter, Clancy?
Well, nothing, Claude. It isn't that I'm insensitive to your good fortune. I mean, it means nothing for myself, as far as you understand. But Tarbosh, he was wondering what it would feel like just to touch that much money.
Oh, yeah. All at one time. Would you mind, Claude?
Sure, go ahead, touch it. It's only money.
Well, what's the matter with you? You scared or something?
Yeah, don't feel anything like I thought it would.
You know, I broke my neck digging for the last 10 years, and I don't think in all that time I've taken out half as much as this. And now I have it in the palm of me hand, all in one lump. Well, congratulations, Claude. Come on, Tarbosh. We better get back to Box Canyon. We can start digging again tomorrow.
Oh, wait. You're not leaving on an empty stomach. Not when I just come into $600. Oh, Daisy, I'm starved. How about shooting the works for me and my friends here?
Well, of course, Claude. But business before pleasure. Here's your deed.
There you are, little Joe, all proper and legal. Now, boys, what about that party? It's all on me. Steak, champagne, anything you want. Besides, you fellas haven't had a decent meal in months.
Now, wait a minute. I don't know about that, Claude. Maybe Tarbosh and I don't go in for that fancy steak and champagne stuff, but at least we eat regular.
Yeah, that's right.
What's got into you fellas, huh? I mean, here I am wanting to celebrate. I mean, give a little party for my friends, and you two go and get sore.
Ah, fine friend you are. Treating us like charity cases. But who do you think you are anyway? You of all people. Something even the Indians didn't want. Wouldn't even scalp.
Yeah, wouldn't even scalp.
Come on, Tarbosh, let's get out of here.
I'm sorry.
Come on, Claude, you got nothing to be sorry about.
They're just envious of you, Claude.
No, it's my fault, and I don't blame them either. Little Joe, I want you to do me a favor.
I've heard that before.
I want you to buy up those mining claims of theirs in Box Canyon.
What?
Why?
I want to share my fortune with my friends. Now, let's see, $200 apiece. That makes it equal all around.
Yeah, but Claude,
If you won't do this for me, then our deal's off, little Joe. And you can have your money back.
Guess you better do as he says, little Joe. Claude has such a generous nature.
Claude, what?
Now, mind you, I ain't concerned with what you done last night. It's what you didn't do this morning. I had to get up a whole hour early just to do my chores and yours. And I might add that Paul's fit to be tied.
How's your eggs, Hoss?
Good, real good.
Can I get your third helping, Hoss?
No, thank you, ma'am. This is my second breakfast this morning already anyhow. Better than the first one, too. Don't you tell Hop saying I said that to you. Paul sent me in to fetch you, and that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, fine. I come peaceable. First, we got to stop off and buy a couple of mining claims in Box Canyon.
We got a what?
Well, no, not we exactly. You. Yes, it wouldn't look right if I did it, because I just got done buying Claude Miller's place yesterday.
Joe, Paul's right. You're plumb out of your mind.
Oh, finish your eggs. They're going to get cold.
I don't want no more eggs. I ain't got no appetite.
Well, all right, listen. Here's where you come in.
Joe, this is where I get out. Joe, this Claude Miller's done addled your brain. What are you doing hanging around with a no-account little guy like him for anyhow?
Oh, look who's talking. A big softy who picks up every stray from Virginia City to the Klondike.
Don't change the subject. Now, come on, let's get going.
All right. All right. Of course, I'd hate to have to tell Pa what happened to that $100 bonus you got for cutting timber last time.
How'd you know about that?
You know, Pa thinks that money's in the bank. I guess I'm the only one who does know where it really is. In the hip pocket of that funny little man with the gold-making machine.
Joe, exactly whereabouts are these mine claims that you want to go look at?
You want to buy what? You know, if you cartwrights keep this up, you're going to land in the loony bin.
Well, I'll tell you, Clancy, it's just that I sort of got a hankering to buy this end of Box Canyon, that's all.
Why?
Why? Because it's... I don't know, it's just sort of, well, it's got a... It looks like exactly what it is, don't it? A piece of junk.
Junk?
Junk?
Junk, he says. If it's junk you're after, you ought to take a look at what your little brother bought yesterday.
Yeah, it ain't worth a hill of beans.
Nothing but cactus and sand.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, you talked me into it. I'll give you $200 apiece for it.
Only 200. Your brother paid Claude Miller 600 for his place.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's my last offer. You can take it or leave it.
Well, now, it isn't worth it, but we'll take it.
You know, now it's mine, it feels better. Hoss, ain't you gonna need the deed to them claims?
Yeah, ain't you gonna need the deed to them claims?
That burn if I don't at that.
Well, I got him here in a safe place. There we are.
That's where you been. I've been looking all over for you.
Well, I've been around, buying up some mining claims and such.
You mean you fellas finally sold your mining claims?
Claude, there's one going every minute. We got us a cartwright, just like you did yesterday.
I hope you're satisfied, little brother. Get up. Go.
Clancy, what about these here tools?
Tools? Who cares about tools at a time like this? Throw them away! It's all right, Claude.
What are we gonna do about this dynamite?
Dynamite. I think we'd better bury it.
Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. Don't bury it. I've got a better idea. Let's show the rest of the world what we really think of this stinking, this Garden of Eden. Follow me.
I wonder what Claude dropped now.
Hey, we sure as the ruckus, didn't we, boys? Tabash, Claude. You see what I see? Would you look?
Found what?
Well, a lot depends on the width of your vein, of course. Hard to tell proper from just one chunk.
One? Why, there's dozens of them out there.
That's right. There are dozens of them out there.
Some of them too big to carry.
Then if this assay's out the way I think it should, you boys got a strike pretty near as big as the Comstock load.
Comstock load.
Away, stroking rich. We're rich. We're rich. Guys, we blow up the ditch. The children spend. I'm on the need the land as we blow up the ditch. We're rich. We're rich. We blow up the... Tarbosh, what's the matter with you?
Clancy, we don't own that property no more. Wait, what? We done sold them claims to him. To him?
Why, you swindling son of a stuffed monkey, why, I'll drive your feet up behind your ears, you big baboon! Oh, I've been landed on a when I was young, but I can't seem to reach...
Clancy, stop it!
Where are you?
It wasn't him, it was me. Hoss just made the deal. I bought the mine.
You! You, why, you sneaking, double-crossing little weasel, I'll strangle you!
And you know why? But Clancy! You know why he bought it? So he could share his good fortune with two friends who wouldn't even sit down and have dinner with him.
Not that I blamed you for it. I understood. I mean, your pride and all. The only way I could think of to share my money with you was to buy your claims. But I could never run a thing as big as this all by myself. Why, you know I'll cut you in, fellas. After all, I'm the owner. I mean, I own it all. I own it all. Daisy, we're rich. I love you. Will you marry me?
Oh, Claude!
But first, we'll have to measure the streets.
Measure the streets? For what?
For a red carpet. For my queen on our wedding day.
Oh.
Well, good morning, Miss Daisy.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Cartwright.
How are you?
Hello, little Joe.
Oh, I must have missed today, Daisy. You look like Sunday.
That's just how I feel. Claude's coming back today.
Coming back?
I didn't know the Silver Baron was out of town.
Oh, yes, he went down to San Francisco, ordering machinery and Lord knows what all.
Oh, well, Daisy, I've sort of been expecting an invitation for the big event.
We haven't set the date yet, Claude being so busy. He took Clancy and Tarbush with him.
Well, don't put that date off too long. We haven't had a good party here since last Saturday night.
Oh, my gracious. Excuse me.
And the meek shall inherit the earth.
Is that Claude Miller?
Daisy! Oh, hello, Mr. Cartwright. Say, send me that bill for 10 head of cattle, will you? And, Ben, if you ever need anything in the way of money, call on me.
Everybody ridiculing him. Wish people wouldn't do that.
Well, I guess the harder they laugh at him, the more they forget their own foolishness. Well, Daisy will take good care of them. You better get back. Got a lot of work to do at the ranch, and you've got to help Adam and Carson City with those yearlings.
Right.
It didn't get ripped at all, Claude. All it needs is a good brushing.
Mr. Miller?
Hmm? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Just a minute. A little something for your trouble.
No trouble at all. My pleasure.
Oh. Guess they're still laughing at me.
You know, you don't have to put up with that sort of thing anymore, Mr. Miller. You can buy them and sell them.
You're next on my list, Thompson.
Why, you little worm. I'll break you in two.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Slauson. I won't forget that. Say, how much does the sheriff pay you a day?
$2 a day and meals?
I'll give you $5 if you come to work for me. Naturally, I'd expect you to protect my interests, and there would be some paperwork, so let's make it $6. How does that strike you?
You're the boss, Mr. Miller.
Hey, Clem, what in thunder's going on around here?
Your little friend, Mr. Miller, bought up all the mortgages from the bank, that's what.
By that little son of a gun.
Mr. Miller, I hate to bother you with these small details, but I need your signature on these papers.
Oh, of course, of course.
It's nothing that needs reading, Mr. Miller. It's just invoices for that new equipment.
Oh, well, if that's all, yes.
I'd better get those supplies ready. Pa needs that coal oil in a hurry.
Right away.
There's one more, Miss Miller.
Oh. Little Joe? Little Joe, where you been keeping yourself?
Hey, Claude, how you doing?
Fine.
Well, I haven't seen you in a long time. I didn't know you had such a head for business. You made a lot of changes around here, a lot of changes.
Well, I guess I have branched out some.
Uh-huh, say. Hey, you mind?
Go ahead.
Thank you. Hey, what about the mine? Doesn't that keep you pretty busy?
The mine? Oh, yes, the mine. Oh, silver pouring out just like I figured. Thousands of dollars a day. Or is it a week? Well, Slauson's got the exact figures.
Slauson?
Mm-hmm. He's working for me now. It's more than I can handle by myself.
I see. Hey, what about you and Daisy? You set the date yet?
Daisy? Well, no, not yet. Well, I gotta be going. Lots of things to attend to. Good to see you, little Joe.
Good to see you, Claude.
You, Claude Miller.
Oh, something I can do for you, Harvey?
Do for me? You've done it. You've ruined me. You've got my home, my farm, everything. Everything except this. $1. Now you get out and you pick that up. You put it in your pocket. So you'll have everything I got before I kill you.
Harvey's dead. You killed him.
He pulled a gun on Mr. Miller here.
He didn't know what he was doing. He'd been drinking.
He pulled a gun.
He wouldn't have used it.
How do you know that?
I guess you're right. I don't.
Mr. Miller, I just saved your life.
Daisy, I came as soon as I got your message.
Oh, little Joe. He killed him. Slauson.
I know, Daisy, I heard. There now. Come on, sit over here.
But it wasn't his fault. Claude wouldn't knowingly hurt a gnat. You know that.
I thought I knew that, Daisy, but no, not so sure. Big man now, a lot of power. I think I have a mind to tell him where that $600 came from that started all this.
Little Joe, if you do that, why, I'll...
I mean, after all this, you still love the guy.
Yes, little Joe. I still love him.
I just wish there was something we could do. Daisy, why don't you run out on him? Come on out to the ranch, spend some time there. Maybe he'll come to his senses.
Oh, I couldn't do that. Why, if I left Claude now, why, that Slauson, he'd gobble him up whole.
Don't you think he's done that already?
Oh, Daisy. Little Joe, what are you doing back in town?
I heard about Harvey.
Oh, terrible, wasn't it? Imagine. A nice, quiet fellow like Harvey. Going clean out of his mind like that. Why, he was gonna shoot me.
Claude, you don't really believe that, do you?
If it hadn't been for Slauson, he might have.
Slauson. Why, Claude, don't you see what he's done to you?
He saved my life, and he's been very helpful. Clancy, Tarbosh, what are you doing back here?
Clancy, Tarbosh, what are you doing back here?
Yeah, Clancy, Tarbosh, what are you doing back here?
Would you listen to him? Without shame and with a smile of Satan on his sweet little innocent face.
Yep, that's right.
You ever hear of such perfidy in the sinful history of mankind? You know, if he'd just come right out and cut our throats, I'd have some respect for him. But no, with prevaricating guile, he defrauds his benefactors, then he leaves them to die way out of the end of nowhere.
But what did I do, Clancy?
What did you do? Why, you black-hearted, two-faced, faithless ghost of a bug, I'll squash you.
Hey, Clancy, wait a minute. What's this all about now?
You heard him yourself, little Joe. After stealing Box Canyon from us, he said he'd cut us in. Well, he cut us in, all right. He cut us in little pieces.
Yeah, right in little pieces. And then he left us in San Francisco and didn't send us the money like he promised he would.
Now, what's that?
Mr. Miller, I'll take care of this.
Oh, and just who are you to butt in on a discussion with friends? I mean, former friends.
Mr. Slauson works for me.
Oh, he does he? Well, in that case, he works for us, too. You see, we happen to be his partners in Box Canyon.
You have signed papers?
Signed papers? Well, we got Claude's word. Is that a little more of your prevaricating guile?
Well, you wouldn't understand. This is business. Oh, of course, I expect to take care of you boys. Slauson, make a note. Remind me to arrange for a regular stipend.
Stipend? A stipend? Why, you withering scum of a beetle.
All right. What's the use, Clancy?
All right. Come on, Tarbosh. Let's get out of here. You know what you are? You're contaminating. That's what you are, contaminating. Now I know why the Indians wouldn't even bother with you.
Claude, how can you do that? Those men are your friends. I thought I'd seen everything.
There, you see? Now you're picking on me. I'll thank you, little Joe, to mind your own affairs.
All right, little Joe, I'm ready.
Where are you going, Daisy?
She's going with me, and that's my affair.
Now, Daisy, you can't do this. Well, I'll show him. And incidentally, Slauson, I got a couple things to take up with you.
Such as?
What did Harvey mean about me ruining him? All we did was lend him enough money so he could pay off his mortgage.
That's right. At 30% interest.
30%? I never did. Why, that's crooked.
You signed the papers.
I did?
You signed a lot of papers. Including power of attorney for me.
Power of attorney? Why, you can't do that, Slauson.
I already have.
You're working for me. I own the mine.
Did you really think I was going to work for $6 a day and meals?
That power of attorney, that doesn't mean a thing.
I think it does. And this is going to make sure it does.
He's asking
now, that
30%
thing with Winter Summer's farm, that's Slauson. It's got nothing to do with Claude.
Hold it! Now, you. How did Claude Miller get to own a rich silver mine?
Well, that's a long, involved story.
I'm in no mood for involved stories. Did Claude Miller buy that mine? If so, with what?
I actually horse bought it.
You bought it.
Yes, sir. I bought it from Clancy and Tarbosh.
Actually, Mr. Cartwright, Hoss bought it from them for Claude.
That's right, for $400.
$400. Now, where did Claude Miller get $400?
From me.
You gave Claude Miller $400.
No, Paul, not exactly. Little Joe gave him $600.
$600. Why? And for what?
For that piece of land. Pa, that's it.
That's what?
Daisy, that's it. That piece of land in Box Canyon. What if they couldn't get at it?
What if they couldn't get at what and who?
Pa, I'm gonna make Claude Miller regret he ever sold me that land in Box Canyon.
Get your hat, Miller. We're going out to Box Canyon.
I think I'll stay here if you don't mind. I've got some business I'd like to attend to.
The only business you've got is out at Box Canyon. And there won't be any business if they finish that fence they started.
Who's building a fence?
Your friends, the Cartwrights. Now, come on.
That's it.
Mr. Miller, tell him to tear down that fence.
Mr. Cartwright, little Joe, what are you doing?
Build a fence, Claude.
But you can't do that.
Oh, yes, we can. I bought this property from you for $600, remember?
Oh, that's right. He did. I forgot all about that.
You know what this means. This is the only access to those mines. Can't get that ore out of there any other way. So buy it back from him.
Mr. Cartwright, if I can't get that silver out, well, that'll put me in an awful squeeze.
Seems to me, Claude, that you've been putting quite a few people in a squeeze lately.
I know, and I'm very sorry about that, but there isn't much I can do about that.
I don't like to disagree with you, Claude, but I think there's something you can do. First off, you can stop monkeying around with mortgages.
Cancel the unfair loans.
No more 30%, no more foreclosures.
Now, if you'll comply with all these conditions, Claude, we may, not just may, mind you, tear down this fence.
Oh, sure, little Joe.
First thing you do is get rid of him.
You mean...
Get on back to work. Joe, grab that end down there.
No, wait, please. I have to do it. You see, don't you, Mr. Slauson? Slauson, you're fired.
Claude, didn't mean to be so rough on you.
We didn't want to have to stomp on you, Claude.
If you want to buy this property back, you can do it any time.
Oh, no, sir. You keep it, little Joe, just in case I get out of line again.
All right, I will. Listen, I think I better go back in town with you, too.
You mean Slauson? Well, thanks all the same, little Joe, but I got on my own 2 feet at last, and it's a darn good feeling. Now, I think I'd like to try and walk a little.
Now that we're alone, you were saying?
I told you, you're fired. Well, did you hear me? You're fired.
You've got a gun. Pick it up and say that again.
You're fired.
You heard what he said, Slauson.